I think we're online. Welcome back, people, to another Sunday live stream. Let me just get my camera set up. Here we go. I'm straightening up. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. So yeah, welcome back to Ben's Garage. Oh, hello, Tina Forster. Fancy seeing you here. Ooh. Oh, God. Yeah, welcome back to another live stream from Ben's Garage. We're not in Ben's Garage. We're in Ben's Man Cave, which hasn't changed. Oh, there is an extra bit of kit behind me that you might not have seen. That's for a video on the Mad Dog Farm. I don't know when I'll release that one, because I've got a few over on that channel that I'm going to release. We're a bit slack on the old car videos at the minute. We've been doing a lot of stuff around the place, getting vegetables in the ground and all that kind of thing. Now, we've had a bit of stormy weather. So we've been rained off. So I will just say now, actually, before we get too involved in this live stream, that if I just disappear offline, it's because we've had a power cut. I think Friday night we was having power cuts. One of the dogs. Ooh. Yeah, Friday night we was having power cuts. Oh, God, it's all going wrong here. Hang on. Let me just sort myself out here. I know. It takes some doing, sorting me out. Here we go. I think that's us sorted now. Everything's all come loose. So yes, Friday night we was getting a lot of power cuts. It clouded over. We thought we was going to get storms earlier because it was like night time over out the front. But it did blow past us. We know when there's a storm coming because when the dog starts acting up, Ludo, he gets the shakes and all sorts, and he has a right old turn. But it was a bit of a false alarm this afternoon because I was watching a video on YouTube, and that's right, it was a Stony Ridge farmer. And who's unhinged? Oh. And he was obviously filming in a lot of wind, and there's a lot of, because I had the sound coming through the speakers. It was windy. Oh, poor old Ludo. He was sat here shaking like a leaf. I don't think he'll ever get out of that one now. He's getting a bit too old for that. But yeah, so if I do disappear, it's because we've lost power, which means we've lost the internet, which means we've lost everything electric. I think we'll keep our fingers crossed. I'm just going to, once we get sort of warmed up, I'm going to set my little timer in the corner again. We'll try and keep this down to an hour. The week before, I sort of kept it down. It was, I think in the end, it was about an hour and a half. That's with a little bit at the beginning and a little bit at the end. So, yeah, we'll try and keep on top of the time. So, what have you lot all been doing? Because we haven't been doing a lot. Well, we have, but just general stuff around about the place. As I say, nothing car related really. We've been out in the car, driving around the field. Tina was out planting some seeds the other day in the woods, and I've dug her a trench down in the field where she wants some wild flowers. So I had to drive around while she was doing that. Keep an eye on her, make sure she's doing the job properly. So yeah, the car, keep it running. The TD6, it's still sat around on the concrete waiting for us to have a look at it. But because it's not that important a car, it's a secondary car for towing and all that kind of thing. The trailer's still stuck at mum and dad's. That car's there. We've got other jobs to do, so that's the reason we're not really getting on with car stuff. I've got a mechanicking video to come out next week on the Ben's Garage, but a lot more videos will be coming out on the Farm channel, because that's what we're doing at the minute. Still not got the greenhouse done, because I've damaged myself. If you've been following our videos and on the other channel, you'll see that when I was arsing about on the floor, I created a little wound on my arse. And so we're just having to be a bit careful, not getting out onto the floor, scratching about. So, yeah, but we're getting other jobs done. And it's all good stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to set this countdown timer going. If I can see what I'm doing. For an hour. There you go. Bang. I'll try and keep it to an hour tonight. Ha ha. So we've got 7 of you on. Oh, Mick Ness. So who's watching Virtual GP on Sky F1 channel? We don't have all that kind of thing. 2 hours? No chance. I should be in bed by then. But yeah, so we're still locked down. But for us, nothing has changed, really. Tina went shopping the other day. Had to print out a attestation. Put down the reason why she was going out. So, premier necessity, off to the shops. They was queuing all up the car park to get in. You weren't there for very long, though, were you? She was stood in the queue for about 20 minutes. Oh, Dwayne's here as well. Aaron. 2 thumbs up to you all. Hello, welcome. Hello, good evening, and bollocks. If you know who that was, let me know in the comments. What? What? Hello, good evening, and bollocks? Yeah. Who was it then? Ah. Negative. He's not been to the shops. That's a premier necessity, you know. Vino. In fact, we have got some wine in that, haven't we? I've got 2 bottles of wine in the house, and quite a few beers, and almost a full bottle of Baileys, and a fruit-based drink for the ladies. What was I saying? Yeah, Tina had to queue up for about 20 minutes. Some things were getting a little bit low in the old shop. So, yeah, keep an eye on that. The end of the world is coming. Apocalypse. Woohoo! Hey? Yeah, Tina's on it. So, yeah, but... Use the Baileys to clean the old sore on the arse. Oh, I'll drink it. Oh, God, no. Rum. Oh. Well, yeah. But, yeah, so things were getting a bit low on the old shelves. As nice as your 3.6 V8, would you prefer? We did look at getting the 4.4. And at the time, sort of in France, prices for the 4.4 was about 5,000 to 6,000 euros more than the 3.6. Hence the reason we went for the 3.6. Plus, the 3.6 we got was very low mileage. Well, it's not very low, but low mileage and full service history. And the 4.4s that were like 5,000 to 6,000 euros more were a lot higher mileage. Plus, the bigger the engine, the more tax you pay. I know it's only a one-off tax you pay in France, and then there is a yearly fee, but because I'm down as disabled, I'll get exempt that. So, yeah, it was. I can't remember how much it was now. Because you pay when you register a new car over here, you pay a one-off fee up front, and that's it. There's no road tax, nothing like that. So you just pay it in one go. but they work out your CO2 per whatever it is. The 3.6 TDVA is 20 CV, which is the puissance fiscale. They do it on power and the CO2 emissions and this, that, and the other. The 3.6 is 20 CVs, and I think the 4.4 is 22. No, or it might be more than that. No, I think it's about 22, maybe. But that too, the Audi we've got, the A4, the 2.5 V6, although because it's old, we don't have to pay like the tax thing on it. That's, what was that? That's 180 horsepower. I think that was 13 CV. And that cost me about €270 to register that. Now this Range Rover, the TD6 comes under the thing because it's old. Anything after 2009, you pay like a tax on the emissions and this, that, and the other. So I think the TD6, when I imported that into France and re-registered it, because of its age, you get quite a good discount. I think that cost me about €280 to register that, because it's a similar sort of power to the Audi. Now, when we got the 3.6, that's 20 CVs, with the registration fees and everything, and the tax for the emissions, it was about €960. But that's a one-off fee. You only pay it once. So after that, there's no road tax. There's, you just insure it. You MOT your car once every 2 years, unless it's a commercial. Tina's Panda, funnily enough, is registered as a commercial vehicle because it's only got 2 seats. So with it being a commercial, her Panda has to go back every year for its MOT. Now, you have an MOT once every 2 years, but a commercial vehicle has to go back every year to have the emissions checked. So Tina's going to have to take her Panda back every year. 1 year for the full MOT, next year just for the emissions. It costs about 20 quid, something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason we sort of went for the 3.6 over the 4.4. And we've had it remapped and the EGR valves blocked off, so it's putting out about the same sort of horsepower and torque figures as a standard 4.4. I have heard somewhere. No, actually, I'll tell you where I heard it. It was on Harry's Garage. He said out of the 4.4 and the 3.6, he felt that the 3.6 had more sort of punch because it's got the twin turbos, whereas the 4.4's got a little turbo and a big turbo. I've never driven a 4.4, so I can't tell you. But I'd imagine it's still pretty rapid because the 3.6 is quite rapid. Yeah, I think we're up to about 310 on ours. Now we've had it remapped, and about 700 and something Newton meters of torque. It is a little bit different from what it was. I will say that. It is bloody marvellous. But we don't thrash the car. We drive it nice and sensible. So hopefully the gearbox will be fine. Fingers crossed. What was for tea tonight? Tea? What? They was like steak, weren't they? Big fat steak. Bloody great things like that for tea. With some roast potatoes, roasted broccoli, and some Yorkshire pudding. Miles per gallon. Well, we get, on a run, we can get over 30 to the gallon. Just over, 30, 32. When we used to fill the car up, because it's all in, because it's set, I've got the speedo on kilometres because we're in France, so the computer readouts in metric, so it's litres per 100. But what I go on is when I fill it up, it tells you how many miles you've got till you're empty. Now, before we had it remapped, when we had it remapped, we used to fill it up. It used to say 550 to 580 kilometres till it was empty, which doesn't sound very good. But now we've had it remapped and just driving normally. Tina does most of the driving. She goes up to the shops and that in it. We fill it up now. It says 800 kilometres to a tank full of fuel. So I know it has improved. And yeah, it's bloody marvellous. Hi Ben, have a 4.4. Yes. I say we had the iCar. We've still got the iCar soft. Yeah, that was it. I think I paid about £109 for it when we first got the TD6. It paid for itself easy. I mean, if you imagine if you've got to take it back in to have your just a code erased off the ECU, so it puts a warning light out. You know, what's the garage going to charge for that? 40 quid, 45 quid. So you put a light out a couple of times, it's paid for itself. Bigger engines are obviously doing less work, so use less fuel. Correct. Yeah, and we don't thrash it about. I do like to get it out on the motorway and get your foot down. Obviously, where there's no cameras. But I tend to get caught speeding on little back roads where there's no traffic or nothing, and you think you're doing 80 kilometres an hour, and in the post you get a ticket. Anyway, I think that's run out now, isn't it? That ticket that I got. It said April I'd get my point back. And the one before that I took for you, I should have got that back as well. Yeah, because on a French driving licence, you start off with 12 points. And then every time you get caught doing something naughty, they take points off of you. So Tina was coming back in the car once and got... Yeah, when she was signing for selling the old house. On her way home, she got flashed by a camera. It was just as easy for me to take the point. So it was only a 45 quid fine and a point. You don't even have to send your licence in. And so I got through the ticket. Hang on a minute. Let me put my brain into gear. I got a thing through the post. And I looked at it, I thought, speeding fine. I went, bloody hell, Tina, you got me another ticket here. And turns out it was me. We took Mum and Dad up to Limoges. We was going out for lunch. Of course, we got caught up in traffic, and the restaurant was it wasn't shut, but they weren't serving, so we ended up in Burger King. But yeah, I got a point then. Another 45 quid fine. It's too easy in these cars when they're so smooth and powerful. You don't realise how fast you're going. And of course, they've dropped the national speed limit to 80 kilometres an hour, which is 50 miles an hour. And it makes it even harder. So, thank goodness for cruise control. Up to 80, beep, lovely jubbly. Hopefully, don't get caught that way. Tina, could you fill my water bottle up, please? I don't suppose there'll be any biscuits coming through tonight. So. Oh no. No, we ate all them, didn't we? Those ones you made. I know. Well, they would be no good now, would they? They'd be no good now, would they? 2 weeks old? Bloody hell. That was all right. Wave to the camera.
Hello, camera.
God.
Hello, Kira.
They would have done, but they would have made good tyre chocks, but they didn't last that long. Hey? Oh, did you say you're making some ginger nuts?
No, I said that was the ginger
Oh. Yeah. No, the last biscuits she made were actually quite nice. They were like buttery biscuits. Not bad at all, really. Stop mumbling in there. It's like having background noise of I don't know what. No, she won't. It's as good as the day it was new. Mick Ness, he said you'll never wear that machine out. No. So apart from Tina going shopping, which was a bit of a thingy, she got everything that we had on the list. I said it was probably. She did say there was a delivery turning up while she was in there, so she's gonna check it out. We'll try not to go too often because you don't want to be mixing with the public too often, do you? In this. Well, no, but you were going up there every week. So when she goes back again, she's gonna have a bit of a scout round, see what they haven't got, and yeah, we'll take it from there. We're planning for the end of the world situation. Oh yeah, we dig the vegetable plots with the digger. Yeah, there's no messing about. Just scoop the top off and just dig a bucket load up, shake it about, drop it back down again. Lovely jubbly. And then get out there and plant it. We are looking at getting a rotavator for the back of the tractor. I was looking at maybe upgrading the tractor, but it's all money, innit? And so we've got a tractor. The trouble is with the tractor we've got, it's 16 horsepower when it was new. Now, that was new back in the 80s, I think, late 70s, early 80s. So I don't know how much horsepower it is now, but obviously horsepower at the PTO is quite a bit less than what the engine horsepower is. So a lot of these rotavators I've been looking at, yeah, they all require sort of like 20 horsepower plus. But I found one which said you could run it on sort of 12 to 14 horsepower. But I have seen our tractor. I mean, our tractor is a Suzu M1600. Now, that is exactly the same tractor as a Mitsubishi D1600. Because Suzu was a cooperative in Japan, which was a load of farmers, and they used to buy whatever tractor from a manufacturer. So it would be Mitsubishi, Kubota, Yanmar. They'd then put their own branding on it and then sell it on as a Suzu. But the particular one we got is a Mitsubishi D1600. So getting parts for a Suzu is quite difficult. But if you look for the Mitsubishi variant, which it is, we should be all right. So yeah, I'm sort of like looking at rotavators and stuff for that. It needs a bit of a service as well, so I've got all that to do. Yeah, the Flower Mower Company, they do actually do them, but I'm going to steer well clear of that firm because they're shit, basically. Haha, nice one. Glad you got the stickers. How come we don't grow grapes? We've not got round to it yet. We are planning to do some grapes. Yeah, well, we can do that with fence posts and wire. Oh God, she's off on one. Yeah, we are going to plan to do grapes. Some for eating and some for wine. What What are we going to call our wine, Tina? The Mad Dog Gobbo. Gobbo. Slosh. The Mad Dog Slosh. The Pissed Dog. That's more like a beer, though, isn't it? The Pissed Dog. Yeah. Well, we'll go. Yeah. That's if we we're allowed to go out, and we'll have some apples off of Mum and Dad and make some cider. Yeah, Tina, wash your feet before you tread the grapes. I don't want any toe jam in it. Yeah, I'm glad you got those stickers. I actually sent them. We sent them the day after we got the thing, didn't we? Yeah, we were already in lockdown, so they did get through, obviously, eventually. Oh, that was. Are you 4 weeks? Bloody hell, 4 weeks. 3 weeks. Having said that, we sent something over to Mum and Dad the other day, and he said he only just got that the other day, and that was quite a while ago. So postage has got quite slow, but it is getting through, so that's all good stuff. Oh, the crack in the wall. Hang on. There you go. There's the crack in the wall. It's still there. And we have a new mascot hanging on the wire today. I've got wires everywhere here. I can't see what I'm doing here. That's better. So, yeah, that's another downside to this lockdown. Postage is a bit slow. I think in France, Amazon have been hit a little bit because I think the government was going to fine Amazon for delivering non-essential items €1 million a day, but they were trying to get round it somehow. But well, we still had stuff turn up. Tina's been busy this week ordering shitloads of stuff. No, not all off Amazon. Yeah, there is a pig. Hang on, I'm going to have to turn the camera around and show him the pig. Pig's hanging on the wire. He's garroted himself. He's actually facing this way, isn't he? Pig. Yeah. Tina wants to keep some pigs. We don't want a goat. Pissing goat. All your still goats. You'll spend all your life trying to catch them and put them back in. Bloody nightmare. Unless we chain it up, of course. No, that little pattern on the wall there is how they stick wallpaper on in France. I think they must do it with a machine, like a roll. Must roll it up the wall, and it have because you get like 2 lines going up the wall, and then circles every now and again, and that's what was holding the wallpaper on. And then behind the wallpaper, there's like this like foam backing stuff, straight onto a rendered wall. No, we haven't been playing noughts and crosses. We've got some writing up on this wall. It says, obviously it's in French, but it says when they put the wallpaper in this room in 1986, January 1986, when they put the wallpaper up, it was snowing. Bit of trivia there for you. historical trivia. Not that you give a shit's worth of difference. But yes. So yeah, we're still getting stuff in the post, which is bloody marvellous. We haven't seen the old post guy. They've taken on a new girl driving around. I think they must have told the old boy to stay at home. I had the nurse come round the other day because Tina got in touch with the nurse because I needed a new prescription. Because with the nurses over here, they can write prescriptions out for things like bandages and all that kind of thing. So she got in touch with the nurse. Anyway, I was in here. I heard this bibbing outside. I thought, oh, delivery. Hey! It's like Santa's turning up every time there's a delivery. And I go with it, and there was nothing out there. What the bloody hell's going on? Anyway, I wheeled up to the door, and she'd parked just a bit further up. It was the nurse. She was in the back of a car. She had a lab coat on, gloves, mask, hairnet. You couldn't tell who it was. But she was saying that a lot of people, a lot of the older generation, just aren't taking it seriously at all. And some of the other nurses, they was all sort of taking the piss out of her when she started covering up. Because this nurse, particular one, she's a Dutch woman, speaks perfect English, obviously, and French. She was obviously a bit like Tina, likes to be prepared. So she sort of saw it was coming, so she prepared herself and started getting on some PPE. Because obviously they have to do it for themselves because they're all pretty much self-employed, aren't they? The nurses. Yeah, they're all like self-employed, the nurses and that. The ones that go around your houses and stuff. And so she was sort of prepared, got a load of stuff in, and so when it was it come to France and it was people getting infected and people dying, she started covering up, and like the other nurses was sort of like taking the mick out of her, not really taking it seriously, and a lot of her patients was sort of having a bit of a laugh. The neighbouring area, which another group of nurses cover, actually got infected. One of the nurses got infected and was going and spreading it around all the patients. So they're sort of taking a little bit serious now because it's got quite close to home. So yes, but I just thought it was quite amusing. She was in the back of her car writing out a prescription, and she stood up, and I thought, what the bloody hell's that? And when she said hello, of course, and then I saw the car and I realised who it was. Yeah, they do put us to shame, really. Yeah. There's quite a lot of Dutch in France, actually. I was talking to a Dutch bloke once, and he said to me, he said, a lot of Dutch people speak English with an American accent. I thought, well, I hadn't really noticed, because if you're foreign and you're speaking English, you've got an accent anyway, haven't you? But if you listen to them, a lot of them do have an American accent when they speak English. This is Dutch people. And I said, yeah, why is that then? He says, because Dutch TV is so shit. He said, nearly all of Holland watch, obviously, satellite TV and watch all the American programmes. But, yeah, John Deere. We haven't got a John Deere anymore. We did have a John Deere, and it was bloody marvellous. And when I come out of hospital, I could actually get on it and drive it. And it was lovely. We should have kept it, really, but we needed the money at the time, so we sold it. And is that raining out there? It's looking a bit misty. So, yeah. Oh, is there? Cheeky bastards. So, yeah, we did like that old John Deere. It was not the biggest, but it was... I used to go to work on it. I didn't go to work on it. We used to take it to work and then use it at work. it didn't feel like going to work. You sat there driving it. It's hydrostatic, power steering, 4-wheel drive, up and down, cutting the grass. Oh, the box is full. Let's go over and tip it on their pile. And you just sit there, pull the lever, box goes, because it had a high lift collector on it. Up in the air, open it up. Lovely jubbly. Children? No. Steer well clear of children. Yeah, dogs are quite enough. I don't think I've got the patience for children, to be honest. My brother and all 3 sisters have got children. They are great, but they are great because they are other people's children and you can hand them back. Yeah. If it had happened, it would happen. But no, we're not that fussed about kids. So, yeah, the dogs are enough for us, I think. It's French swimming pools outside. Well, I've never heard that one before. It's French swimming pools outside. Oh, piscine. Of course. Catch up. Sorry, bit slow tonight. No, over here they say it's raining like a cow's pissing. Obviously in French, that's the translation. How do you say it again? Vache. What's the bit in front of it? Il pluie en comme une vache qui pisse. It's raining like a cow pisses. Yes. Or it's coming down like stair rods. But I don't think it is raining. I think Tina said someone's having a bonfire out there, so it might just be smoke coming through the trees. Flipping heck. That's one thing I've noticed this last week or so. All the leaves have come out on the trees. We had all the cherry blossom out, which looked very nice. And we've still got some cherry blossom up in the woods. We've got like wild cherry up in the woods. And then all the leaves have started. And all of a sudden, like all the trees down the bottom of the field there, it's all green and you can't see through them anymore. Because I used to be able to see the windmill going round, and to the left of the windmill there's like a big pylon. And over night time, if you get in a certain spot, you can see the light flashing on top. Can't see any of that now. Well, it depends on how big your appetite is, really. But yeah. Oh dear. Pardon me. How rude. I know. So yeah, we're forecast for more rain and storms tomorrow. I'm going to try and get outside at some point because I need to measure some stuff. I don't know if you've seen the video where I was measuring the shaft on the flower mower. Now, I said to Tina, do you know where my vernier calipers are? And it was like, oh, it's in a box somewhere in the garage. Anyway, she found out one of her sets, but they're like plastic and the markings are all right. But because it's such a precise measurement, there's two versions of the engine. There's an imperial version and a metric version. The metric is 25mm, almost bang on. The imperial is 1 inch. Now, 1 inch is 25.4 millimeters. So that 0.4 millimeter is, it's either going to work or it's not. But I've printed off some diagrams here. There's one. There's the other. And there's a lot more. I don't know if you can see. Hang on. I can't see what I'm doing here. On the shaft, there's a lot of measurements, so I should be able to pinpoint what engine it is. So I need to get outside and do that. Now, on the tractor, with the mower we've got on the tractor, it rides really close to the back wheels, and you can't lift it up very high because it hits the back wheels. So I'm going to measure the rear lift arms and possibly order some longer ones of those. But it also, we've got to work out a way of it stopping swaying from left to right. There is a chain on one side which goes to like the hub on one side, but the casting's broke on the other side and the chain's not on it. But I have noticed when I was doing some research on our little tractor that some of them have got chains and they go up to the middle. As long as they're adjustable so that you can move the arms in and out for different implements, that'll be all right on the night. That might be better. So yeah, I really want to get outside and do some measuring. Plus, want to try and find some part numbers for oil filters, air filters, all that kind of thing. There might be a few more tools out there than I let on. We did that job the other day, actually. Tina said, why don't you get your toolbox out of the thing, put it in either the boiler room or up in wherever, and we'll get all the tools out of all the boxes and put them in your drawers so that we know exactly where everything is. So now, we've did that. I went round with a digger. Tina put a strap on the toolbox. We carried it all the way around. It's locked up in the boiler room now. So I've been through all my tools, put them in their respective drawers. So now I can say to Tina, I need such and such. It's in the third drawer, top chest, middle chest, bottom cabinet. And she's not like, oh, I don't know what box that's in, or, oh, God. Oh. You know what they're like when they get like that. Better not say it too loud because she's in the other room. So yeah, we did that job the other day. We got all my tools out of boxes, or the tools I'm going to use. They're all nicely in the boiler room, in the drawers. Sound like Michael Barrymore? What? What's a hotspot not? Oh dear. Yeah. I remember going round to my nan and granddad's, and she used to have that on the telly. That must have been when he was first on the telly. Because that would have been years ago. Can't think when that would have been now. Anyway, that's besides the point. Top, middle, or bottom? And what's a hotspot not? Proper trash TV. Yeah, but everyone watched it. Because you only had 4 channels then. Apart from if you was in Tina's family, they only watch BBC. I don't know if they think they're a bit more above everyone else. They're like the Queen. They didn't like adverts, apparently, so they never watched ITV. Because at one stage there was 3 channels. Well, obviously there was just the one, I think, to start with. I can't remember when Channel 4 started up. Shall I ask Siri? Let's see what nonsense this twat comes out with. What year did Channel 4 start?
Channel 4 was formed the 2nd of November 1982.
1982. So before that, you only had 3 channels. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Piss off.
I won't
He just did. So yes, I do remember when Channel 4 started up, and then obviously Channel 5, and now it's just a free-for-all. There's more channels than you can shake a stick at. Most of them are shit. She did a nice Yorkshire pudding tonight. It was probably one of the best. Trouble is, I do say that every time. But yeah, it was very nice. It rose lovely, and it was all nice around the outside, sort of soft and squidgy in the middle. Very, very nice. What are you baking next, Tina? Oh, we're having empanadas next. When it's her turn to cook, because I think I'm cooking tomorrow. Gonna do one of my favourites. Crispy shredded beef with mushroom fried rice. Oh, we actually got a good picture with Channel 5. Don't know why. I seem to remember anyway. But then we were I don't know if it's in the world or in the country, but the very first digital telephone exchange was just up the road from us. I think we could have thrown a stone at it now. No, it's a bit further than that. It was about a mile up the road. But I think there's a plaque on the wall and everything. Little Steeping. Telephone exchange. Well, no, I've not had anything on the doodah saying that I've got a copyright strike. I did get one on the new channel the other day, but that was my fault, and it doesn't really matter too much because until I get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time on the new channel, I can't monetize it. So if you lot want to go over there and crack on watching some more videos. But yeah, I did a video, and because the license that I've got for music for this particular, I use Epidemic Music for royalty free. It's only for one channel, and of course, I put it on that channel, and I think because I've put videos on Facebook before, and I've had copyright infringement strikes on Facebook, and saying, oh, you know, Epidemic Music own the rights to this song, and so I've sent a message back saying, well, I've got a subscription to Epidemic Music. Piss off, basically. And they've, oh yeah, okay, that's no problem, blah blah blah. I don't know if I can do that with this second channel. I could try it, but yeah, it doesn't matter. But for this second channel, I'll just use YouTube's own music, just download it off YouTube, which you can do. There's not a great selection on there, but yeah, but that live stream I did, playing all those songs and that, I thought, yeah, we'll get a copyright strike here, but I didn't have anything come up. So, a lovely plate of homemade chips. Very nice. Shouldn't keep talking about food. It'll make me hungry. And yeah, so I've got a few videos already uploaded in the new channel, the Mad Dog Farm, because obviously we're still doing a lot outside. I didn't do a lot of filming last week, but I've got a few cooking videos. You see, when I was putting everything on Ben's garage, there was a lot of people saying, Ben, you're a mechanic, you're not a chef. Stick to fixing cars and stuff like that. But then other people say, oh, I really enjoyed that. So that's why I did, you know, we've got the two channels, which I've explained before. So yeah, I've got a few cooking things, and what I'm going to try and do is, at some point, film Tina cooking up some dishes, because she makes pasta from scratch, and all that kind of thing. What else was tagliatelle? I bought a pasta machine, so this week I think, is it Fusilli? yeah, she's making fusilli twisted pasta, homemade ravioli. Absolutely puckading. I did say, sod you lot, and I'll just do what I want anyway. The trouble is, it's not that I'm making a lot of money out of YouTube. I do it because I enjoy doing it. But the little bit of money that I do get sort of helps. You know, it buys things like that there, which it'll be in a video on the Mad Dog Farm. The trouble with doing different content, the car videos is like the one I released on Friday. That's up to about 700 views, which doesn't sound a lot in a couple of days, but if I put out a cooking video, that would get like 100 views in a week. Whereas the car stuff, say that video it's up to 700. If I put out another car video after it, that'll be bigger, quicker, because YouTube see it. If there's obviously more interest in the videos, so I'll do a car video, it gets 700 views. The next car video gets 700 to 800,000 views. Say every time I release a car video, it gets put out to more people, and more people see it, and so it's sort of because going back about a year and a half, I did a run of Range Rover videos, and the channel just sort of went up like that. It's like, oh, flipping heck. Subscribers were coming in from everywhere. I was getting thousands of views on the videos. And it was because, obviously, you get a run of videos and they're all getting good views. They get put out to more and more people, and it just goes up and up and up. Whereas if you do a video that gets a couple of thousand views over the weekend, and then you put out another video and it gets like 100 views, that's showing YouTube that you've got a real drop in interest, and they don't sort of push your videos out to as many people. So that's why I've split the channels. Not that it makes a lot of difference to most people, because if you subscribe to both, you're going to see both come up in your feed thing. What is my favourite pudding? I think that's got to be cheesecake. Yeah, Tina makes a wicked cheesecake. Chocolate or vanilla cake? Vanilla. Oh, yeah. I'm not too struck on a lot of chocolate puddings. Having said that, I used to be able to eat all sorts of stuff. Sweet, this, that and the other. Tina got us a cheeky little Easter egg the other day. And I sat here. It was only a little thing. It was the shape of a cow. I sat there and I ate it all. And I felt as rough as arseholes. So, yeah. Bread and butter pudding. Not really. Custard. Eh? Icing? Oh, yeah, Tina's a little bit weird. She likes just icing. No cake, just the icing. So she makes Christmas cake. You know, like the fruit-based cake, marzipan, icing over the top, and decorates it all with silly things, and eats all the icing. She does eat the cake, but some people are just weird, aren't they? I'm not going to tell them that, Tina, because they'll all start unsubscribing, thinking that we're a couple of weirdos. Oh, here we go. She keeps a roll of icing in the fridge. Not now. And when it's Christmas and she's making a Christmas cake, she does extra icing, rolls it up, puts it in cling film. That's in the fridge, and she has a cheeky little bit of it every now and again. I always wondered what that was in there, but now I know. Watching BBC One and eating icing on its own. She is a strange one. Yeah, she is. And very Hobbit-like. Eh? Yeah. So, yeah. No, look. What does my T-shirt say? Oh, where's my camera gone? Normal people scare me. Bloody hell. Keep doing that and I've got to set myself up again. Yes, my T-shirt says, normal people scare me. No, it didn't make her grow. Not at all. Well, I think my eczema's cleared up. I used some strange hocus-pocus Chinese medicine. I ordered this stuff. I've had eczema for years. Comes and goes. I don't get it as bad as my sister, but I do get it. And I've tried all sorts. The doctor prescribes steroid creams, cortisone, this, that and the other. Have pills, have this, have that. Bath in yak's milk and honey and I see this advert on Instagram or Facebook and it says about eczema and psoriasis. Try this, and all the comments were, "Oh, this has worked brilliant." I thought, "Oh, I'll give it a go." Of course, I ordered it all before this coronavirus thing kicked off. Of course, it bloody comes from China, doesn't it? So it's probably coronavirus in a tube. Oh, I whacked it on the old elbow. A couple of days later, it's all gone. Hell's bells. So, and it's apparently 100% plant-based. I can't see it myself, but yeah, what have we got in the cupboard, Tina? Oh, God. So, yes, that was a result. Got 2 tubes as well. A cuppa is a treat. It's not in this house. If I was to keep up with Tina... What's she laughing at? If I had as many cups of tea as Tina has cups of coffee, I don't know what would happen to me. Bloody hell. The kettle, we should just get an urn, really, because it would be much more efficient, I believe, than keep boiling the kettle. I don't think the kettle actually cools down before she boils another one for a coffee. Yeah, look like a tea bag. She comes through. Do you want a brew? Well, she doesn't say, do you fancy a cuppa? Or do you want a coffee? I don't fancy coffee, thank you. But no, oh dear. I should be up all night pissing myself. But yeah, she's a bit of a coffee holic. Which I don't know why. It's bloody awful stuff. No. There's nothing wrong with a nice cup of tea. Is she a northerner? No, she's not. Yeah, but you've not been north of Watford, have you? Oh, yeah, on a day trip. Oh. She went up north on holiday for a couple of weeks. She's just informed me. No, she comes from bloody that weird place on the edge of the country. Where it's a bit flat and they're all strange. Suffolk. We'll say no more. Newmarket. He was born in Newmarket, though. Neighbouring county. Have you seen the comments? It says a lot. Oh, she's she means business now. She's getting her glasses on to keep up with the comments. Love the digger. Any major problems? No, it starts first time every time. We've got a few jobs to do on it. The bucket bushes are a sloppy Joe. So I've got the bush kit and everything, and the new pins and everything to do that. That's one job there. The big main pin has got some play in it. You know where the arm comes off the body of the digger. I don't know what they call that one there, but that's got a bit of slop in it. Keep it pumped with grease. And I did notice the tracks have got a bit of a crack in them the other day. Oh, I can't be doing with replacing all that kind of thing just yet. But it does a bloody... It's definitely earned its keep, that digger. And one of the biggest things that we bought for that is the grapple is absolutely fantastic. I did a lot of the clearing out in the woods without the grapple, just with the bucket. But when that grapple turned up and I got used to how to use it, oh my word, it's fantastic. You just pick stuff up and lob it, drag it around, and some trees I was picking up were a little bit too heavy for the digger and it kept tipping up, but we managed it. And I shouldn't leave it at that. Keep going. But yeah, the digger has been one of the best things we've ever bought for getting all the place cleared and stuff. We was out on it the other day, digging the pond for the dogs. Now, last year, when I was feeling a bit rough and it was really hot outside, Tina said, we'd already got the tarpaulin and everything. She said, I'm going to go outside and get on the digger. She never used the digger before. I'm going to go and dig a hole for a little pond for the dogs so they can cool off. And so she went out there and did all that. So that was fine. But the sides weren't ideal. And no, did the job. Dogs could get in it and they cooled off it. So the other day we pulled all the Tina pulled all the tarpaulin out, and I've dug it nice and deep one end and chamfered the sides and dug a little ramp out. Of course, the ground slopes, so the bit of a ramp it's out of the water. So we've got a little bit of modifying to do with that, and then where the big tarpaulin comes over the sides, we're just gonna cover up the.
Well, I do.
No. Oh, I don't mind them if you put some cheese on it.
No.
Yeah, it is a good digger. I will say that. It is very good. Some jobs I've been trying to do with it, it's not really been heavy enough, but it's still done the job. Yeah, best thing with... what were they? They were like the driest bloody... They're like a Rivita. You know, a Rivita cracker. Well, they're fantastic with cheese on. Cheese and pickle. Bit of piccalilli. Tina actually put me on to say the other day. Not the other day, but a while ago. She said, try putting some horseradish on it. So I smeared some horseradish on. Bit of cheese. Oh, man alive. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I can hear the kettle going. Let's see if she brings anything through with it. A thick ear, probably. So, yeah, the digger has been bloody fantastic. And when we bought the digger, we got the tractor at the same time. They're nice in a bird cage.
I'll get you a bird cage then.
Or in the bin.
Which would you prefer to be in? A bird cage or the bin?
No, the biscuits.
With
Oh,
the biscuit.
Jesus. I know. I'm going to have to sing for my supper.
Oh, God, don't. Please don't.
A good digger and a good woman. Well, I've got a good digger. We'll see what she comes in here with about the second half of that statement. Hello, Tina. Don't start.
Start what?
Pack it in.
What?
Because I don't trust. Off. Look, I've got audience here.
Yeah.
Get off!
All the better.
Get off! I'm going to have to get a stick in here or something. I know. I'll shoot her.
Tried that once. What's happened, though?
Better not. I won't get me a cup of tea at all then, will I? Dig the hole first. Yes. Yeah, probably a good idea. Whew. Just a pain in the arse for doing that. So, yes. That was a bit of home defence. As you might have seen from one of my other videos. Feed it to the pigs. Yeah. A goat is not going to eat a human body. Yeah, pigs. Pigs are the way to go. Always be wary of a man who keeps a pig farm.
Is that why you want pigs?
No. I want pigs for the bacon. Is that it then?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else do you want?
I don't know. What we got?
Nothing.
Oh, all right then. Be nothing then tonight.
You can't seriously want anything, can you?
Not if we ain't got nothing, no.
What do you want?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
You get your own, can't you, anyway?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it says time's up.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been on here for over an hour. Oh, no.
You've had your chatty ones on tonight.
I know. Well, I'm going to have to take that off now, aren't I? Time's up. Now, apples. I've always used to be able to eat apples, but now, well, I say now, the last 10, 15 years, when I eat an apple, my lips will start swelling up. A chili challenge. Yeah, no, I don't feel like that tonight. My blood pressure's high enough as it is. It's quite funny, actually, when you eat chilies, because I check my blood pressure quite a bit because of all the drama that was going on with these pills and that. I've been checking my blood pressure, and the other day I had some chili sauce on my dinner at lunch, and afterwards, my mouth wasn't burning, but Tina said, "Oh, you're half gone Brit red, pink." And I thought, yeah, do you know what? I feel it as well. And I thought, do you know what? I'll check my blood pressure. And I checked my blood pressure. It had gone right up. So, yeah, so apples really affect my gob. It feels like my lips are hanging right out like bloody... like that. But, so I thought, oh, fair enough. I'm obviously got an allergy to apples. So, can I have a couple? I'm not supposed to eat these. 2 more. Because they're not supposed to be good for you.
Nothing's good for you. You eat too much of it.
Yeah, so we was at a French market with Mum and Dad. And they bought some fresh cherries. Mum was in and out of the bleeding shops. So me and Dad was stood outside eating these cherries. I had a few of them, and then my bloody mouth started going again. I thought, oh, here we go. What's that all about? Now, look. Who knows what that is? Funny you should mention about growing crops. These last couple of days, we've been thinking about it more and more. Because obviously we've got the vegetable plots out there. And this was another reason why I was thinking about upgrading the tractor to do things on a bigger scale. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with this pandemic. But myself and Tina both think that there could be food shortages next year. Of some description. Anyone know what they are? So yeah, I was thinking about, mate, because we've got plenty of land. I mean, I nearly said 5 hectares then, but it's not. It's just over 5 acres. So we've got a big old space up there that's all flat. And we've got a bit over there that's all flat. So if it comes to it, we can plough that up, plant crops or whatever. Tina wants to do some buckwheat. She actually ordered, because I bought her a grinding mill thing, so she can grind her own flour out of different grains and stuff like that. And she did some buckwheat the other day, and what do you have in rolls, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'll make buckwheat rolls.
Buckwheat rolls. It was quite nice. And rye. I'm going to have another one. They're not figs. They don't taste anything like figs. But they are quite nice. We tried growing pizza. It didn't come out of the ground very well. It was all floppy. Wine gums. No, they're not wine gums. Similar sort of texture. Are these the originals, Tina? Is this what they would have been like years ago?
As near as damn it.
All right, because I don't want to say what they are, and everyone's like, that's not what they look like.
The only way you could get anything even better is to go to the actual place.
All right. Any game in the woods? We have seen rabbits here. Obviously, we've seen deer. Deer that actually come into our land and into the field just down there. They're not blackjacks. See, didn't go black. I'm just trying to think what other animals we've got running around. Yeah, we don't get too much coming into the land because of the dogs. Dogs tend to scare anything off, basically. So if we had to rely on the game for food, we would go hungry. And being as Tina's a crap shot with a bow and arrow, so am I. Dog chews? No. I'm going to have another one. There, look. Does that give you any more of a clue? It's a place in the UK somewhere, I think. Haha, my profession. Photographic cakes. Shall I let you in what it is? Because this is my last one. Pontefract cakes. Nothing like a cake, obviously. Licorice. Which I'm not supposed to eat, apparently. And to wash it down, I've got the finest of cups of tea. My profession, mechanic, when I left school. Went straight into a garage, did my apprenticeship. At one point, I was the youngest MOT tester in the country because they reduced the age, and as soon as they reduced the age, my boss at the time says, "Well, we'll put you through for that." Bang, off I went and got. Hang on, let me go to. You can get all your Ben's Garage merchandise at bensgarage.org. Let's go back. That's crap. Yeah, so mechanic, MOT tester. I have tried getting out of the motor trade a couple of times. I went when I lived in Cambridge. I got the sack from a garage. Only because I was last in, first out. And they're a bunch of muppets anyway. But so I was driving a lorry for Dairy Crest, delivering milk to shops, hospitals, hotels, that kind of thing. So then what did I do? Then I moved back to mum and dad's, and I got a job steel erecting, putting up steel buildings, which was a little bit scary. Then back in the motor trade, MOT testing, mechanicking. Then got another job at a Toyota garage. Well, it wasn't Toyota. It was Toyota, but then they lost the dealership. It was the second Toyota dealership in the country back in the 60s, and they'd had Toyota for all those years. And then Toyota. This was at Collie Western Garage near Stamford, and Toyota just turned around and says, "You're not big enough. We're going to Marshall's in Peterborough." So that was that. They lost the Toyota dealership. So then they took on Daihatsu, but he was still specialising in Toyota. He was importing UK spec Toyotas from Holland and knocking them out quite a bit cheaper than what the UK Toyotas were. So we were still dealing with Toyota, but through the back door. And then I had a spell 6 months as a bailiff for the Magistrates Court. That was an experience. Wouldn't recommend that. And then I got a job on recovery trucks. Quite a few years at one firm. We had the police contract, so we got to see all sorts of stuff, and some of it not quite so nice. But that was that. Then I went back to a garage for more money, regular hours, and then I ended up back in a recovery firm again. Oh, and then I ended up out here, basically. Split up with the ex-wife, moved to France because mum and dad were here, met Tina, and I haven't looked back since. No, she's all right. So yeah, that was my profession and how I got here now. And then ended up in the wheelchair, which is fan-bloody-tastic. But I ain't going to let that stop me doing anything, so... But it might not be in it all the... The other day, I said on one of my videos, I don't know if I've released it yet, my hat's falling apart. I stood up on the standing frame the other day. Normally, I put the belt round me and that, and I'm holding on, and then I can straighten my legs away from the frame because my knees rest on the frame as I'm standing up. So I stood up, locked my legs backwards. Normally, when I do that, I have to hold on. So I did all that. I thought, I'll try letting go. Pardon me. She put extra gas in those Pontefract cakes. So I stood up, locked my knees, let go, and I was still standing there. I thought, I said, Tina, look at this before I fall over. So it is improving slowly. Obviously, we're not getting the physio out at the minute because obviously with all this going on, we've told him not to bother. So, yeah, you never know. Might not be in the wheelchair. I'm not going to put a time limit on it, but certain things do improve. How old am I? That's a good question. I normally have to ask Tina this. What year are we on? 20? That would make... I'm 43. Yeah. Tina's a little bit older than me. I'm a toy boy. I don't know why I'm whispering, actually, because she's gone out with the dogs. Trouble is, she could watch it back. No, Tina's 1 year older than me. Exactly 1 year, because her birthday is the same day as mine. And not only that, one of the dogs has got his birthday on the same day as us as well. Freaky. It saves on birthday cards, that's for sure. In fact, do you know what? I don't think I've ever given Tina a birthday card. Nah. Waste of time, innit? Just give her a kiss in the morning. Happy birthday, love. That'll do. I don't really fancy getting goats. Herd of goats. We had goats. Obviously, we've had all animals. When we lived in Lincolnshire, we had a bit of a small holding. We had goats, we had pigs, we had sheep, we had chickens, we had ducks, we had geese. Sheep were a bastard. One gets out, they all get out. And they just spend all day trying to get out. Night, Chris. Goats are pretty much the same. We used to chain our goats up over the road, because obviously we lived out in the countryside in Lincolnshire. Over the road was a massive grass verge, and we used to whack a stake in the ground and chain it to that, and the goats used to keep the grass verge down. So Tina wants goats, but I don't fancy it. Also, not a lot I can do about it really at the minute, because I'm stuck in the wheelchair. Any animals that we have, she's going to have to deal with it. I just don't need the headache of her coming in. Oh, pissing goats have got out again. Oh. And what do you want me to do about it? She would really like a donkey, but what use is a bloody donkey? Gordon Bennett, you can't have just one donkey, can you? You've got to have it with something or another donkey. So that means we'd have to have two donkeys. Oh, and they'd spend all day going out there, woof bark, donkey, woof bark. Pigs, I don't mind having pigs. I don't think we'd bother with cows, because the farm over the road's got cows. I suppose, I don't know if they slaughter cows themselves for meat. I don't know. Yeah, we used to cut grass at this bloke's house, and he rented half of his field out to his French neighbour. And the French neighbour used to keep donkeys on his field. Oh, they're just pointless, aren't they? Unless you take them to the beach and do rides for £1 a go. What is the point? Of course, the ladies, they're all cute with their big fluffy ears. No, it's a bloody donkey. A horse, you could do something with a horse. You could tack it all up, get ploughing the land, drag carts around. Yeah, they are rather useless. Trouble. hopefully we don't have anybody who's too easily offended on here tonight. One of the singers in one of the bands I used to play in, he's a bit of he's vegetarian, but he's like all for the animals, this and that. So it was his mission to go and save some donkeys. He was told about some donkeys that were at the abattoir, about ready to go for slaughter. So off he goes to rescue them. They wanted €800 each for these 2 donkeys. And before he even saw them, he walked past another little pen that had 4 donkeys in it. And the bloke says, you can have that lot for 800. And he's like, oh, what do I do? Save 2 or save 4? Because the French don't care. It goes through the abattoir and that's it. It's in circulation. Yeah. Oh, bloody hell. That was a bit hot. Yeah, we actually... Tina said, oh, I must start the panda up. And I thought, yeah, probably. Good idea. When we was out the other day, we took... I say we take the dogs for a walk. I take them for a drive. Tina walks, and I follow in the car. Ludo's got into the habit of chasing after the car. If I'm just driving around sensibly, nice and slow, alongside Tina, he doesn't bother. But if I take off across the field, he follows me 100 miles an hour. So that wears him out. He sleeps the rest of the afternoon after that. I have to try not to do it too often, because as he starts getting older, it'll... you've got to think of their heart, haven't you? Pardon me. Oh, dear. Flipping heck. She's put extra bubbles in that tea. So, yeah. Yeah, we was planting... Yeah, you let them in the car, and they get in, they sit down, and then as soon as you start going, they want to get out again and go and run around. You can't win with them. They're pain in the neck, basically. But I bought Tina loads and loads of wildflower seeds, so I dug a big old trench down there between the 2 oak trees, the big oak tree and the dead oak tree, which I must dig that back up. And some of the plants, it says for a shady area. So, yeah, bye for now, Andrew. So we went and started planting them. Oh, no, Tina went to plant the seeds in the woods. I went to watch. We've actually got bluebells coming up. The wild garlic's all come up. That's lovely, all flowering. We're not going to bother picking any yet. We'll probably do that next year when they've spread a little bit, and we can have some wild garlic on our salad. Salad. I had a salad today, actually, my first salad this year. Yeah, so the wild garlic had already come up, and the bluebells have started opening. I think it is a little bit late. They're not properly big, but you get the colour and everything. And we did plant a lot of snowdrops up there, but they've not really done anything this year. Mushrooms, the shiitake mushrooms can take up to 2 years, but the other mushrooms, the oyster mushrooms, they should come out this year some point. It did say, sort of, if you got them in at the start of the year, you could see some end of April, May time. I'll have to get Tina to check them. They've been plenty damp enough out there because we had quite a lot of rain, especially Friday night. We had a cracking storm, as I said earlier on. I set that timer for an hour, and we've been an hour and a half already. Yeah, so what Tina does now, because we got a few months ago, she ordered some, they call them cuves or something, like these, is it IBC containers? They're like a water tank on a pallet with a metal cage around them. She ordered 4 of those, so we put 2 against the house here, which we're planning to plumb the guttering into that to catch it and then run the overflow down into the field somewhere where she wants the pond digging. Tina, how are the mushrooms?
They're not doing much at the minute.
All right.
But I just got some more water in. Out of my buckets.
All right, how much?
Oh, I don't know. But...
Yeah, so these 4 tanks, they're not plumbed into anything. So what Tina does, she how much are what? How much are they? How much are what? You'll have to. Oh, you want a couple? I'll ask Tina when she comes back out of the restroom. Water tanks, yeah. We got 4, and obviously, if you can go and pick them up, they're cheaper. But we had them delivered. So yeah, Tina sticks her buckets outside, catches the rain and tips the buckets in. When we redid the pond for the dogs out there the other day, we pumped all that water out, pumped that into the 2 tanks. We got about 1,000 litres of water out of that pond. Don't want to waste it, so we put it in the tanks and that will do the vegetables. The plan, as I say, the plan for this is with a guttering, because I don't know if you've seen our roof. It goes down. It's the back half of the house has got a roof, and the front half's got a roof. So there's like a valley in the middle. There's a gutter that runs all up through the middle and down. So we're going to plumb that gutter into the 2 tanks. The other one is over by the garage. We need to plumb the gutter for the garage into that tank and run the overflow down the field. And we'll probably move the other tank up to the garage as well, because it's got a gutter on the front and back. Tina, how much are those water tanks?
Oh, God, what were they in the end?
I don't know.
170 euros. Did I get them in the end?
What, for 4?
No, they were 590 something, I think, in the end, with postage.
So that's less than 150 each.
It might have been.
Is that with postage?
Yeah, that was with the postage.
With postage, 4 of them was about 600 euros.
That was the cheapest I found.
And that was the cheapest we could find them. I mean, we have bought them before from a Bricko. I think we paid 99 euros for one, so, and we got 2. Of course, we left them at the old house because there was a bit of a rush when it came to moving. Yeah, we're on a water meter, but we don't use that much water. We probably will this year. Well, because we're not really set up for catching rainwater. We will probably be using tap water for a bit of it, but
Do you want to have a brew?
no thanks. I'll be piddling all night. So yeah, and they don't come with a spout, do they?
No, they didn't come with a spout. I had to get one.
So you can order like a big spout, which is like a couple of inches, goes down. Or Tina's got these other things that screw on, and you can click a hose pipe onto it. So that'll be handy. The trouble is, where we've got the tanks, they're slightly lower than where the vegetables are. So I said to Tina, we'll be all right all the time. The water level is up, but
Those ones are close enough though to fill from the.
yeah,
When it comes to it, aren't they?
I'm not on about that. I'm on about water running up to the vegetables.
Yeah, I know.
No, she didn't offer any biscuits tonight. I got Pontefract cakes instead. Yes, please. So, yes, that's our water situation. Mushrooms apparently aren't doing anything at the moment. Potatoes are going crazy. Oh,
I think all of our garlic should come up.
yeah, garlic as well. Got lots of garlic. Thanks.
No, they don't. I can see it.
Yeah, we've got loads of garlic. Onions. Chilies. I've got to repot the chilies tomorrow and just check them because they got a little bit of fungus or something growing on the leaves. I don't know if it's because there's a lot of water in the propagator and I had the vents shut. So, pot them on. They can go underneath the grow light on the grow mat rather than in the propagator. Harden them off a little bit. And we'll have to see how they go because we've not got the greenhouse done. Would the locals despise you if you did not speak French? No, probably not. Most of them speak English. No, I don't know really. They obviously like it if you try a bit of French. If they talk to you, there's no good talking to them in English because, especially around here, the old farmers wouldn't have a bloody clue what you're saying. But I think as long as you try, they're quite happy. Tina's obviously a bit fluent, and I'm not. It's all right. I've only been here 11 years. It'll click one day. Oh, I got stuck. No, in my throat. So, yeah, as long as you try a little bit, you can do quite a lot of things with your hands. And if you just know a few words, like when we was working, I used to go into the local Kankairy, which is a hardware shop. Order parts for our machines, bits and pieces, trimmers and that. I knew the names for things, but stringing a sentence together I always forget. But, I would like. Is Je voudrais in it? Yeah, I thought it was. If I think about it, I can't. It just goes. If I just say it, I would like such and such, or this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And then they waffle off in you 100 miles an hour. But if it's a subject that you sort of know about and you know the French words for it, you can get by. And the older French are just like the older English. All they do is moan about the bloody weather. So, if you know some words for the weather, neige being snow, rain is pluie. Pluie is rain. Windy, vent. Yeah. Our old neighbour at the old house, he's in his 80s. He used to come to the fence. Hello, how are you? All in French, obviously. And it was always the same every time. The weather, and then it would go on to his garden. How his carrots weren't growing or something like that. So if you knew all about those sort of subjects, it's when they start firing off at different things and it's like, oh, hang on a minute. On soleil. I always remember at school, French lessons, le soleil brille. The sun is shining. That was in the Tricolor books.
Still got some of them.
Oh, God. Not surprised.
I've got the tapes though.
Tapes?
Yeah.
Did they come with tapes then?
Yeah.
Oh. Nothing much sunk in my French lessons at school. Because we didn't have tapes. We had a teacher.
Yeah, well the teacher used to have the tape.
No, not in our class. She spoke French.
So did mine. But we used to do it, then play the tape, and then you used to go through the book.
Yeah, we might have done actually. But we used to spend most of the lesson taking a piss out of her because she looked, well, we used to call her rubber lips. She looked like the most anorexic person you've ever seen, with big goldfish lips.
My French teacher, you never knew who he was looking at because he had eyes that went two different directions.
No. And then when I changed schools, we did German with a Polish teacher called Mr. Kaminsky, and he used to walk like a pigeon. I've probably told you this story before. Sounds like a right stunner. Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, that was weird. German. Used to have to do like role playing stuff, and he wouldn't let you speak English in the class. He used to have to go up to him and what was it? How do you say "can I have" in German?
I can't remember.
I always remember it was "Schreibpapier, Mann, bitte." But I can't remember what you used to say. I always remember the Schreibpapier. Eh? Kann ich habe Schreibpapier, Mann, bitte? So you used to go up to him, ask him for a bit of lined paper. And then we all learnt the word for diarrhea, and that obviously set the class going for about 6 months. Whenever he asked us anything, oh, Deutschfall, Deutschfall. Oh, Deutschfall. Oh, dear. Fancy letting us know that. It could have been worse. It could have been swear words. So, yeah, languages at school, nothing sunk in.
What did?
Nothing sunk in at school. Apart from the lessons I enjoyed. Which wasn't many. Who needs to go to school anyway? It's all a load of crap. You tell me one thing that you was taught at school that you've used in everyday life. Apart from French. You can get by without knowing grammar. It's like Dad said, when a 5-year-old French kid doesn't know grammar, but they can speak perfect French. Basic maths, yeah. I mean, nowadays, kids can't even do times tables and adding and subtracting. So what is going on with this world? Oh, dearie me. Yeah, but you didn't do times tables either.
No, I didn't. I was given a book and told to go away and read it.
You see, at our primary school, although it was a little bit backwards, wasn't a school for backwards people, I will say. But it was out in the countryside. There was 38 people in the whole school. That was infants and juniors. And on Fridays, we used to have mastermind. And the old headmaster, he was the junior school teacher, used to do he used to have that. You remember the old stop clocks with the 2 levers sticking out? Stop and start and reset. Big cream thing. And he used to have all these cards with times tables on it. And it's how many you can get in a minute. That got you thinking. Nowadays, kids ain't got a bloody clue. But, I don't know. Tina said that I'm showing my age. I'm not so sure about that.
You are cleverly disguised as an adult.
Yes, cleverly disguised as an adult. Design technology, yeah. Well, that used to be called CDT, craft design technology, and then they changed it to design technology and then design communication. Design technology, obviously, when it was CDT, before it changed, we made a machine to recycle empty Coke cans or any drink can. We had to design and build it. Obviously, one girl and her team, her dad owned the local engineering works up the road, so theirs was absolutely fantastic. All of ours was a load of shit. Catch you soon, Glenn. Thanks for coming along tonight. It's now product design. Oh, there you go. And then obviously when we back in the day when you took your options and I did design technology, design communication, that got a bit more involved, and I was playing around with the lathe and bits and pieces like that. Now when I first started secondary school, in like the CDT classroom, they had woodworking section, they had a metalworking section, they had a forge and everything, but nothing got used. Oh, it was a right shame. But there you go. Oh yeah, plenty of oh, ooh la la, ooh la la. Je ne sais pas. I do not know. Or my favourite is je ne parle pas français. Désolé. Sorry, I do not speak French. Je suis anglais. And then they turn and run for the hills. And yeah, call you Ros Beef. Oh, Ros Biff. Ros Buff. That's all you need. Do some of that. Who knows? Who knows? So, yes, my French is very limited, but enough to get by. Bonjour, ça va. Au revoir. À tout à l'heure. À demain. That's see you tomorrow, isn't it? Of course it is. Demand tomorrow. Adaman, see you tomorrow. Until tomorrow. Tout à l'heure, what's that mean? Oh, yeah, but they
use it as see you later.
yeah, tout à l'heure, Tina has just informed me, translates to all the hours. They were saying that to me in the hospital as it's also as in see you later.
That's what it's mostly used for.
Mostly. A bientôt. See you later. How'd you say that other one? Bienvenue. What's that then? Yeah, I thought it was. Welcome. Ha Oh, we're getting there. I'll be fluent in an hour or two. I won't. But I know all the words. Tournevis, tronçonneuse, tondeuse, remorque, voiture. What's a tournevis, Tina? She knows. She bloody knows. She's a fountain of knowledge.
My brain is full of useless information.
Fromage. That's all you need to know. Fromage, vin, beer. Beer. Catch you later, Dwayne. Thanks for coming. Yeah, you only need a few words. Get the important stuff. Gazole for diesel. Essence for petrol. Simples. So, yeah, we get by. Obviously, Tina's out and about, shopping, bits and pieces. So she obviously speaks a lot more. When I was in the hospital, I didn't pick it up, but I knew exactly what they were saying. And they kept saying, we think he's brain damaged. Nothing new there. Eh? And Tina sat there nodding, yeah, I think he is. But no more than he was before. Because she actually had to write them a letter. Because they thought, he's had a stroke, or he's had this and he's had that, and he's got something gone in his head. On this particular letter, she wrote down that he comes from a house with a mother and 3 sisters, and has a job getting her word in edgeways. So to get a one-word answer out of him, you're doing very well. They stopped after that. They didn't bother asking anymore. Well, yeah. The trouble was when I was in hospital, there were so many doctors coming in, and the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing. So when the left hand doctor was coming in, they would say something, then the other doctors would come in and say something completely different. So we didn't really know where we were. Have I got this? Have I got that? This has happened. Oh no, this has happened. But nah, I don't know. I do not know. Oh dear. Well, we're coming up to 2 hours now. I'm going to cut off at 2 hours, so we've got 8 minutes. Because I need to go and have a lie down. Yeah, he's a bit of a sod for that, isn't he, this Mick Ness bloke? He said 2 hours, didn't he? Yeah. And I went to all that trouble, look, putting this countdown timer on. Look. There you go. But I'm going to take it off again because I ain't running that again. That took me all week to set that up. But there you go. But obviously when there's a bit more interaction on the live stream, time goes really quick. Bonne nuit, Neville. Now that's another thing in France. You'll have people saying bonjour right the way up through in the afternoon. And so you think, oh, well, we'll say bonjour then until the evening. But, and then you'll get to another person, and then like after lunchtime, or like sort of mid-afternoon, they'll be saying bonsoir. It's like, well, where are we here? Is it good day? Good evening? Bonne nuit is obviously good night. But, yeah, so, bonne nuit. Del boy. May we. Yeah, we had friends over at the old house, and that was his extent of French, I think. The Del boy version. He used to walk around saying may we, and French looking at, hey, who? What did he say? Del boy doesn't swear.
No, but they did.
I'm on about Jim.
Oh,
No, that other lot, they're too dense to even do that, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah. We're running out of time. We've got 6 minutes. Can we string it out for another 6 minutes? So, yeah, we're going to try and get some stuff done. Mange tout, Rodders, mange tout. This time next year, Rodders, we'll be out of lockdown. Hey! Hopefully. Yeah. I must say, though, that in France, whether you like his politics or not, old Macron has been coming across as a bit more human than other politicians, shall we say. Calm, concise, and he seems like he's caring for his people. Whether he is or not, who knows? I don't watch these things, but first trip, well, when we come out of lockdown, I don't think I'm going to go out anywhere because who knows if this virus is still going to be about. If we talk to mum and dad and they're not snivelling about on the thing with signs of cold or virus afflictions, we'll probably pop over there and see them. We'll get gloved up, masked up. If I've got the TD6 working, we'll go over and pick the trailer up. If not, we'll go over in the new car. But, yeah, he's given us till the 11th of May. And of course, you've got all the people say, "Oh, 11th of May, then we're out." But it's not like that. He's done the date till the 11th of May, and then they're going to assess the situation. If the numbers haven't dropped down sufficient, we'll be extending the lockdown, which I'm quite happy about because really it doesn't affect us. Yeah, only certain things will be unrestricted when he does do it, because it's going to be a bit of a slow release, as it were. So yeah, I can't work out what all these Americans are doing protesting. But yeah, we won't get started on that because I'll still be here at midnight if we get into all that. Yeah. Same as us. We don't go out. We don't socialise. Obviously, we talk to the neighbours. Mum and Dad come round. We go to Mum and Dad's. But we don't go out eating out. We don't go round to other people's houses. We're just a couple of miserable bastards, really, that enjoy our own company. But yeah, so really, for us, it's nothing has changed. As long as I can get outside and do stuff, which we're lucky because we've got all this land, and we can get out there, and we've got enough stuff to be getting on with. So that's all good stuff. So keep us locked down till the virus is done, if you ask me. I know it's, if you live in an apartment somewhere or you've got a small house with a small garden, it's probably a bit of a pain. And you're obviously worrying about money. That's not going to be a very good factor in the matter. But yeah, I don't know. We will get the man cave done one day. But yeah, obviously we've got to get outside sorted. Get all the vegetables growing so that we know we've got plenty of food for the rest of the year. We're going to be all right for potatoes because they're going absolutely wild out there. But yeah, we will get onto the man cave. I'm just not sure when. Obviously, the garage is on hold as well. But 2025, yeah, maybe. I'll keep you posted. Yeah, for having the man cave finished. Well, we might. Yeah, it's 5 years' time. Come on, Tina, we'll get it done by then. Yeah. I mean, if we have an end of the world apocalypse and we're all scrabbling for materials and we're not selling up. They'll have to carry me out in a box, I think. Right, I'm not moving again. Oh, what a rigmarole. Deary me. Absolute nightmare that was. No way. No way, Jose. So, my 2 hours is up. I think I'm going to call it a night and go and put my feet up. What are we on? Oh, it's 10 o'clock. I ain't far off bedtime. But, yeah, so I'll get some videos released during the week. They'll be on the Mad Dog Farm page on channel, Doodah. I've got a bit of mechanicking to do. If the weather turns out nice, I've got a chainsaw I need to pull apart. Brother gave me a chainsaw that he was using for work, and it was cheaper and quicker and easier for him to just buy a new chainsaw. So I've got his old one. We're going to fix it up. Don't know if it's any good, but so that'll be a video. Yeah, so we're going to get off. I'll probably do another live stream in 2 weeks' time. Report back on what we've been doing. Obviously, the videos on the Mad Dog Farm page are a bit behind because they're all uploaded that I've already recorded and stuff. So between now and the next live stream, there probably won't be that many videos of stuff that we do next week. That'll be further down the line. But on the Ben's Garage channel, I said I'd do one video a week for that one. We'll just have to see how it goes. We'll play it by our ears. So thank you all for coming tonight, joining in with a bit of fun. Yeah, she is a star. Keeps me in cups of tea and Pontefract cakes. So I'm going to get off. That's about it, really. Thank you all for coming. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been of some entertainment. I'll just sit here talking random rubbish. So, yeah, mugs from the website, bensgarage.org. So, yeah, we'll catch you all in the next live stream, which will be about 2 weeks' time. So, from me and the Hobbit in the other room, it's bye for now. Right, I've got to hit the stop button now while I'm doing this. End stream.